why we are the way we are.
Our anxious brain or our emotional brain will make us believe things that are not necessarily true.
Jared can relate to fighting our hardest battles.
I was living on couches. Sometimes I was in my car. I was just all over the place. I think about it now, how many people opened their doors to me.
We will explore what it means to change careers.
I think a lot of people put the pressure on their career, fill their passion, when your purpose or your passion and your calling can be something that's much deeper than just your job.
And how we can all find that special love in this wild dating era.
In order to find the right one, before you do that, you have to be able to identify the wrong one.
This podcast will be the guide you need to surviving life with a friend at your side.
If a friendship is about give and take, but we just want to give, and we're like, oh, I don't want to take, I don't want to impose, I don't want to inconvenience her, then you're not reaping the full benefits of friendship.
The first episode is out now. Download it wherever you get your podcast.
Listen on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and listen now.
This is your station.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
This is Fox Sports Radio.
I love it.
On iHeartRadio. And here's what you need to know.
The New York Jets made it official today, releasing a statement saying that Aaron Rodgers will not be back with the team in 2025. In a statement, the Jets said they were going in a different direction, thanking the 41-year-old for his contributions over the last 2 seasons. New Saints head coach Kellen Moore confirmed that he will be calling plays on offense next season. James Cook wants a new deal in Buffalo. The running back taking to IG Live saying that he wants a contract worth $15 million a year. Yesterday's social media information had that taking place on an Instagram Live segment, with Cook also scrubbing the Bills from his IG page. And DK Pittsburgh is denying a report that the Steelers reached out to the Jaguars about a possible trade involving Trevor Lawrence. The NBA scrapping the three-point shootout competition between Steph Curry and Sabrina Ionescu. Dodgers officially signed Clayton Kershaw to his 1-year deal. I'm Dan Beyer.
All right.
This is the Doug Gottlieb Show. This is America's longest-running afternoon drive sports radio show. Doug Gottlieb, the head coach of the University of Wisconsin-Green Bay men's basketball team, broadcasting live from the Tire Rack studios of Fox Sports Radio.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen?
Here's Doug Gottlieb.
What up with you, Doug Gottlieb Show, Fox Sports Radio. Coming to you from the TireRack.com studios, TireRack.com, wherever you get there. Unmatched selection, fast, free shipping, free road hazard protection, over 10,000 recommended installers. TireRack.com is the way tire buying should be. Got a great second hour of the live radio show. Andrew Brandt will join us. Of course, he's a former executive with the Packers. And, that was probably an oversight on me. I could have picked the Packers to go to the Super Bowl. Just a lot of unknown there. And they struggled in their division this year. They won out of their division against what I thought was a pretty soft schedule. But we'll see. We'll see. 2 losses to the Eagles. Doesn't turn out to look so bad because they were very competitive with the Eagles. But the Eagles are, of course, Super Bowl champions, and so lots to discuss. Anyway, a reminder, if you like listening to us, you can also see us. Just go to the YouTube channel, type in Fox Sports Radio, and you can see my pearly whites and lots of videos and streaming content on the Fox Sports Radio YouTube channel. Every Thursday, and this is a Jason Stewart production, we have a little bit fun as we play the Wayback Machine, and we do something we call Don't Call It a Throwback Thursday.
Don't call it a throwback. Throwback Thursday.
Okay, Jay Stu, what's the year worth not calling it a throwback to?
Thank you, Doug. I'll take it from here. It's raining with a temperature of 47 degrees outside. Traffic on the tubes will be next. Now, I want you guys all to go back 29 years. 29. Okay? What were you doing in 1996? I remember the year very well.
Freshman at Notre Dame. Johnny Lujack.
1996, this week, the NBA All-Star Game happened. Now, I'm going to read you the names of this All-Star Game, and you're going to think, whoa, how cool was watching sports back then?
Whoa, Nelly.
Short answer, very cool. Michael Jordan was the MVP of the All-Star Game. He led a team with Scottie Pippen, his running mate, Shaquille O'Neal, Anthony Hardaway. Reggie Miller came off the bench. Glenn Rice came off the bench, Alonzo Mourning. But Grant Hill was the lead vote getter that year. Now, it's important, this little piece of information. Dan loves uniforms, and he will confirm this. The 95-96 season was the final year in the Pistons' traditional uniforms, that they won those titles with. And then in the fall of 96, the Pistons donned maybe the worst uniforms in the history of sports. And they wore those for about five years before going back.
Dan Byer, can you confirm or deny?
They were top. They were bottom 5, I think, in worst uniforms, and they were so bad that now people will look back and because they're unique and that's the thing.
Was that the teal ones with the piston thing that kind of was almost felt like it was a megaphone?
The horse. It was yes.
What was the horse about?
It's I think it was a horse.
Yeah, it was a horse. But what was the? I don't understand what the horse was.
I think it was a Mustang, and then it had a
Ford Mustang.
Yeah.
Mustangs.
They weren't the Mustangs. They were the Pistons. A piston's like fire. Why not have a visualization of firing pistons?
Because they did have it form into what was like pistons or exhaust.
No, those are exhausts.
Something. Yeah.
Again, those are exhausts. They're not pistons. I couldn't fix a car. I can change a tire. I can change my oil. I don't need to change my oil right now because I have an electric car, but that's not the point. The point is, I can change the tire, I can change my oil. I don't know where the pistons are. I do know what pistons look like, and those are exhausts. There has to be a story on this one. This feels like a boardroom where it's like, hey, guys, got an idea. Okay, we're going to change the uniforms. Okay, kind of spice them up. Pistons, ones are very average looking. What do you guys think? I'm like, good, love it. How about some flames? Okay, keep going because the Pistons fire. I get it. We're going to throw a horse in there. Why? Mustangs, cars, Pistons. Okay, all right, there's no bad answers. What else?
Exhaust pipes. Synergy.
Exhaust pipes. Are we sponsored by the Ford Motor Company? We're the Ford Mustangs? No. Why are we throwing a Mustang? Just go with it. All right, mock it up for me, and I'll approve it. What happens is there were 100 mocks, and then at some point somebody goes, I don't know, I like teal. Use the teal ones. And that's what they went with.
It was awful. But Grant Hill that day in the All-Star game had 14 points. And I just want to tell you, the team that made up the West, Sean Kemp, Jason Kidd, Clyde Drexler, Charles Barkley, Hakeem Olajuwon, Gary Payton coming off the bench. It's just like a who's who of the Hall of Fame. Karl Malone and John Stockton came off the bench. My goodness.
Those are all Hall of Famers, right?
Incredible. Dan,
literally every one of those guys is a Hall of Famer. Everyone.
Kevin Garnett, second team all-rookie. Remember, took Garnett a little bit, a little while to burst onto the scene in that 95-96 season. 96, great year for me. Last year of the freshman year in college, and then the next semester was early in the sophomore season when 6 of us moved into a house with 4 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. That was amazing. That NBA season, you mentioned it, Jason, with some of the All-Stars, but in fact, that Sonics team from the downfall of them losing to the Nuggets a few years earlier in the first round, I think
that was when Dikembe Mutombo had the ball. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Utah Jazz obviously made it to the finals the next 2 seasons, but I was in the camp that this was going to be the start of the run for the Sonics. That this was, if we saw Bulls Sonics again the next year, it wouldn't have surprised me, that young core of Sean Kemp and Gary Payton, and it did not happen. And that was their one and done in that series. And a lot of great names from the mid-90s, but I thought that Sonics team was going to go on a run, and it never happened.
1996 was the year that the Florida Gators, I know it was in 97, but they were national champions. So head ball coach Steve Spurrier, help! Yeah, Dan Warfel, it's our quarterback. Help! And then, of course, in the 97 Rose Bowl, which was the 96 season, Arizona State beat Ohio State.
That is not correct. Ohio State came back to beat Arizona State.
My bad.
And if
That's what
Ohio
I
State...
said in the 96 season, but the 97 Rose Bowl, Ohio State came from behind to beat Arizona State.
Yes, exactly. Ohio State was up 9-0 on Michigan at the half of their game. And then in the second half, a cold day in Columbus, it happens. Sean Springs, the best cornerback in college football that season, slipped on the turf, allowing Ty Streets to score about a 68-yard touchdown. And Ohio State was dealt their only loss of the season by Michigan. Again, you wonder where my disdain is. Again, if they win that game, they are national champs because they beat Arizona State in the Rose Bowl.
Was that a John Cooper team?
It was a John Cooper team. It was one of his better teams. Not his best team. His best team, I felt, was 2 years later, actually, in 1998. But so close to a national championship that year. And then it was Florida and Florida State, as you said, in the Sugar Bowl, playing for that national championship.
Do you guys remember what rule was changed in college football in 1996? It was changed in 95, 96 first season. Overtime.
I was just about to say. Could you hear it? Could you about to say overtime? Yeah.
No.
We'll go back. We'll replay it.
Great job.
Hold on. Let's do it again. Do you guys know what rule was changed and implemented in the 96 season? Now, the rule was actually changed in 95.
Overtime?
Yes, Dan.
Yes, all right. Thank you.
Good job. They nailed it.
Great job. No more ties.
96 Final Four. What was significant about 96 Final Four? Dan, I know you're going to probably answer this one. Jay, Stu, or Sam, you want to take a shot at it?
Jim Boeheim leads his Orangemen back to the final game.
That's part of it.
John Wallace got paid, by the way. John Wallace had an amazing run and got paid.
J-Dub, that was with the Cuse in the house, oh my God, or the Cuse in my house, oh my God. There's a famous video of the late, great Al McGuire dancing with those guys. I was at Notre Dame. We're the worst team in the Big East, and we led at the we were up 16 at the half at the Carrier Dome, up 6 with a minute to go and lost. And then we're up, I think, at the half in the Big East tournament in the first round the next week and lost again. Anyway, but that's what was significant about it. There was Dante Jones, a different Dante Jones than you think of, was Mississippi State's best player with Eric Dampier. And Dante Jones was famous for, I think, 52 credits obtained to get him eligible in the summer before he played for Mississippi State. That's called the magic pencil theory. But what was significant about it was that's the last Final Four played in an arena.
Meadowlands.
Yeah, the Meadowlands, Continental Airlines Arena, same thing. Jimmy Hoffa buried somewhere around there. Anyway, that was the last time they played the Final Four in an arena, and they played, Syracuse being there, Kentucky being there. Unbelievable ticket. I know this because we had 4 tickets, sold them, and paid for our entire trip, and watched it at a bar across the river in Manhattan.
UMass, the other team with Marcus Camby and Calipari.
Yep.
Am I tracking this right? The current head coach of Kentucky played on that team?
Yes.
Yeah, Mark Pope.
Who's the captain of that team.
Right, and John Calipari, who then went on to become the coach at Kentucky later in his career, and the coach of the Nets, was the coach of UMass, also in the Final Four. We got it?
What a year it was in golf. I know you guys just remember what happened in 1996.
Oh, who can forget what happened in 1996?
I'll tell you what, you're right. Now, the U.S. Open, won by Steve Jones.
Oh, Steve Jones.
The Open Championship, Tom Lehman, his lone major. And then the PGA, won by Mark Brooks. Definitely
Brooksy.
Pales in comparison to what happened on Sunday at Augusta.
Can you remember what happened Sunday at Augusta?
You can remember because Greg Norman collapsed on the final day.
Couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
Allowing Nick Faldo to claim another green jacket. It was the collapse of all collapse. And when we talk about chokes, you may talk about Scott Norwood. You may talk about Bill Buckner. But Greg Norman's name, especially after 1996, completely fixated atop after he blew that lead at Augusta on Sunday.
Shaq.
It was, and with Norman, what made it so crazy was because he had other heartbreaks at other majors before. But then he goes out and shoots 78, blowing the 6-stroke lead. And that put everything in pen. Like, if he wins that, maybe we're not looking at him like we do today. Mm-hmm. But that cemented everything. That put it, all right, Greg Norman, Six-stroke league couldn't get it done at Augusta.
That was the year that the Braves lost to the Yankees in the World Series, correct?
It was the first year of the Yankees dynasty, the first championship year. Jim Leyritz hit the big home run off Mark Wohlers. A lot of people thought that was the summer of the Yankees, but Sam, I would say most people think it was the summer of this.
I am not drunk.
Man, it went something like this, but the Spice Girls came out with their first
Was it
song.
Crossroads that year? See, I'd meet you at the Crossroads. That's the one I remember from Bone Thugs and Harmony. I was a big Bone Thugs fan.
Dan will appreciate this.
Well, hold on now. Bone Thugs and Crossroads was number 7.
The Price is Right celebrated their 25th year in existence, Dan. Bob Barker was the host, of course. Kelly Strug led the American gymnastics team to a gold. That was a big deal.
That was the ankle.
Led the American gymnastics team to a gold. That was a big deal.
That was the ankle thing? Was that her? Who was it who had the ankle thing?
Yes,
bad
it was.
ankle. Yep, bad ankle.
There's never been a conspiracy theory on that one, that she was actually okay and it was,
I think there was a blood in the sock, or am I confusing that with another sports moment?
Kurt Schilling.
Prince Charles and Princess Diana call it quits after nearly 4 years of separation. And of course, it's a year out from Princess Diana's fateful day. Any movies stick out before we break and get to Andrew Brandt?
Yes.
Some
a bunch of
movies.
them.
Big movies.
Jerry Maguire was that year? Who's coming with me? That's also You Had Me from Hello.
But here's this, Doug. Jerry Maguire coming in at a distant 18th at the box office that year. There was some
Well, we're also a sports show.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Sports
I love Jerry Maguire. Jay Moore, Bob Sugar.
Sling Blade, was that you? Sling Blade, Bob Thornton.
Top 4 films, Independence Day #1.
That was back when Will Smith owned the 4th of July.
I mean, that was the summer mega blockbuster.
I feel that it's only fitting. I'm sorry, I'm going to make the executive decision to cut this off because Andrew Brandt's coming up next. But we did not talk about the NFL. And that was the year that the Green Bay Packers finally broke through in that season.
Bay Packers.
Topping the previous dominance of the Cowboys and 49ers, Brett Favre and Reggie White leading them ultimately to Super Bowl 31 where they beat Bill Parcells. But that season, Brett Favre, MVP, it was the season of the Green Bay Packers starting that dynasty in the National Football League.
One more thing.
Back-to-back Super Bowl appearances.
Let's get back to movies. That Thing You Do was the Tom Hanks flick. I only brought it up because the beginning scenes were supposed to be in Erie, Pennsylvania. It was actually filmed in Orange, California, in the Orange Circle. And to those of you who know, Orange is my hometown. That's where I matriculated through elementary school and middle school. Went going to 3 different middle schools before going to high school in Tustin, just to the south. Swingers also that year. And I think The English Patient won Best Picture, which is another one of those movies that everyone says was really good and no one I know actually watched.
Never saw it.
Yep. There you go. And that's Don't Call It a Throwback. Thursday.
Don't call it a throwback.
It is
Thursday.
the Doug Gottlieb Show here on Fox Sports Radio. We mentioned Andrew Brandt joining us. Coming up next live from the TireRack.com studios. Will running backs see a raise or more years with their compensation due to their success this year? Well, that's Andrew Brandt. He joins us next. But first, sleep plays such an important role in recovery, and we're all unique in what we need from our bed. Sleep Number smart beds are the best beds for couples because, well, you can individualize your firmness on each side. Sleep Number and the NFL have been partnering since 2018 to bring quality sleep to elite athletes. 80% of Sleep Number smart bed sleepers are NFL players, or 80% of NFL players are Sleep Number smart bed sleepers. So, I mean, look, if 94% of Sleep Number smart bed sleepers report better sleep quality than non-smart bed sleepers, why would you buy any other mattress? Well, now you can choose ideal comfort on either side and save 50% on the new Sleep Number Limited Edition smart bed for a limited time. This is exclusively a Sleep Number store near you. See store or go to sleepnumber.com/Doug for details.
This is the Doug Gottlieb Show on Fox Sports Radio.
Yeah.
We have all the NBA you can handle.
Yeah.
The NBA. When it happens on the court, we're talking about it. And when it's off the court,
I don't know that you can put him back on the court again.
we're talking about that too.
The Lakers, on the other hand.
It's your NBA coverage on Fox Sports Radio.
Pathways Learning Academy at Crossroads Church is opening soon. Located in Mason, we offer quality care and personalized early education support in our infant care, toddler, preschool, and pre-kindergarten programs, as well as before and after school options for school agers. Plus, our school is safe, our staff is second to none, and our exclusive app, Sproutabout, keeps you connected with live streaming video, real-time updates, and more. Schedule a tour today by visiting pathwayslearningacademy.com.
Clorox Sentiva smells like lavender. Cleans like Clorox. And feels like...
All right, that could go on for a while. Experience the long-lasting freshness of Clorox Sentiva. Now available in Clorox Sentiva Lavender Scented Bleach. Use as directed.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Murano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Murano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
The Starbucks you love is ready. Our baristas are ready. The world's best coffee beans are ready. That feeling that only the perfect sip can give you is ready. Hello again from the Starbucks Coffee Company. Starbucks is a registered trademark of Starbucks Coffee Company.
South by Southwest Music Festival returns to Austin March 10th through the 15th with a fresh lineup of legendary and rising talent from around the world. Join us for South by Southwest 2025 and discover your next favorite artist. Find out more at sxsw.com.
The biggest bath event of the year has arrived at the Home Depot. Right now, enjoy up to 40% off select online bath, from matching faucets and accessories to vanity lighting and mirrors. Small changes go a long way. Give your bath a fresh new look with pieces that fit your style with up to 40% off select online bath. Only at HomeDepot.com. The Home Depot. How doers get more done.
At the UPS Store, we know being a small business owner means holiday time is still go time. Still get those orders shipped time. And still re-up on stamps and supplies time. That's why this upcoming holiday, while others close up shop, we'll be open and happy to help you keep being unstoppable. Come into your local store today. Most locations are independently owned. Product, services, pricing, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable.
Indy, the spotlight is on you. On Saturday, February 22nd at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, the Pro Volleyball Federation's first All-Star match comes to the Indy metro area. See the league's best players take the court in the thrilling history-making showdown, hosted by the home of your Indy Ignite. Tickets start at just $30. Get yours now on Ticketmaster or at the Fishers Event Center box office. Open Wednesday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Don't miss your chance to experience volleyball history live. The Pro Volleyball Federation All-Star Match on February 22nd at 1:30 p.m. Be there.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The #1 selling product of its kind with over 20 years of research and innovation. Botox Cosmetic, Botulinum Toxin A, is a prescription medicine used to temporarily make moderate to severe frown lines, crow's feet, and forehead lines look better in adults.
Effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Don't receive Botox Cosmetic if you have a skin infection. Side effects include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow and eyelid drooping, and eyelid swelling. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and Tell your doctor about medical history, muscle or nerve conditions including ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects. For full safety information, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
See for yourself at BotoxCosmetic.com.
If you're listening to this traffic report, you're probably stuck in traffic, wasting time and gas. Carpooling can help fix that. OKI's rideshare program will pair you with another commuter to help make things cheaper and easier. Visit rideshare.oki.org and plan your carpool today.
Life's better with American Family Insurance. Because whether it's a family road trip in your dream car or hosting a family reunion in your dream home, we help you feel protected so you can enjoy those dreams with peace of mind. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The Unshakables podcast is kicking off Season 2 with an episode you won't want to miss. Join host Ben Walter, CEO of Chase for Business, as he welcomes a very special guest, Chairman and CEO of JP Morgan Chase, Jamie Dimon. Hear about the challenges facing small businesses and some of the uh-oh moments Jamie has overcome. Shake your phone to listen now. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. Member FDIC. Copyright 2025. JP Morgan Chase & Company.
Doug Gottlieb Show here on Fox Sports Radio. We'll get you an update on what James Cook is asking for upcoming. Matter of fact, let's just work it in with Andrew Brandt, who joins us. Andrew Brandt, of course, a former executive with the Packers. He's the host of the Business and Sports Podcast and the DraftKings Network. He's also the author of the Sunday 7 newsletter, and he's kind of spent enough to spend some time with us here on Fox Sports Radio. Andrew, what's your reaction to what felt like a complete mismatch in personnel on Sunday in New Orleans?
Yeah, I mean, I picked it, Doug, and I'm not here to gloat. I'm just here to say I'm surprised I was one of the only ones picking an Eagles victory that was not even close, because just a complete disadvantage or advantage in talent. I looked at the rosters. This is what we did when I was with the Packers. Like, we should beat this team if we have all these position groups more talented than their position groups. And I could only come up with quarterback as a position for the Chiefs that had more talent than the Eagles. Of course, that quarterback was under duress the entire game. Between the lines, especially Eagles' defensive line compared to Chiefs' offensive line, it made me think, Doug, how in the world did the Chiefs win all those games with that offensive line? It's average at best, and I know Mahomes' magic, and I know all their wins by a point or at the end of the games, but once they've faced this juggernaut of an Eagles team, that went out the window. This is not going to be a close game they can win at the last second. So I was not that surprised. And I think my last comment is we got snowed all year. We collectively. The Lions are sexy. The Vikings are a great story. The Chiefs, of course, the Bills. The Eagles were sitting under our nose the whole year. I mean, they lost once in September, and that game Hurts got hurt. Like, that was the team. And we just kind of, maybe a lot of people just kind of like, yeah, we don't really like them, but they were the team.
Yeah, I mean, it's also fair to say, like, the Lions, what would that talent look like if they didn't have, 13 guys
on
IR on defense?
Yeah, I guess that's the case, too. But, if you had to tell me, it made me pick, I would have picked the Eagles over the Lions, even healthy.
Fair enough. Doug Gottlieb Show here on Fox Sports Radio. What are the challenges like for Howie to keep this group together?
A couple big free agents, not a lot, but the one I think is going to be easy to sign is Baum, if I'm saying that right. The linebacker they got cheap from New Orleans. He's obviously going to make a multiple of what he's making, hardly minimum, from his free agent signing last year. But he is one of those guys that if he goes away from Vic Fangio's system, he will not be the same player. Obviously, he turned into a wonderful player. He's going to stay. I have no doubt about that. Josh Sweat's a defensive end, a premier pass rusher. He's going to have options. But the Eagles drafted this kid Hunt to replace him eventually or replace any pass rusher they lose. I think the defensive tackle, Williams, is the other one's going to have a big market. They may lose him, but they've got those Georgia guys. So they're well prepared, and they may just keep one of those defensive linemen over the other.
Okay, what about the Chiefs? I know they only lost one regular season game. The second one was Week 18 with backups. I get it.
Yeah.
But, they just keep kind of patching this thing together. How hard will it be to, they got to replenish that offensive line. Obviously, got to fix that. Other fixes needed on the offensive side of the ball. How difficult will it be for the Chiefs?
Well, Brett Veach has built this team around the magic of Mahomes. You can see it. Not a lot spent on offense. I mean, you've got these middle-tier veteran wide receivers and running backs. I know that Hopkins was once special. I don't think he is now. And the Smith-Schusters and that group. And then, of course, Kareem Hunt's a cast-off in many places. And Pacheco's a seventh-rounder. So they're just kind of making do. But having said that, Doug, it's all offensive line to me. It's like that left tackle is not a good one. That right tackle is not a good one. Mahomes somehow has overcome that. But, yeah, it's time. It's time to put resources, first-round pick, free agent, towards that offensive line. I mean, they have with Humphrey, the center, of course, but on the tackles especially.
What is the coaching hire that surprised you the most?
I think the obvious one is Dallas. It just seemed like there was no even move to interview a serious candidate that would have some juice, that would have some inspiration to Cowboys fans, that would create some kind of excitement about the team going forward. Brian Schottenheimer is a lifelong assistant, and a good one, fine. But my point is, if they were going to keep the same system, why not just keep Mike? And Mike has gravitas, McCarthy, and I understand they've fought about number of years and money, but to end up with basically the assistant to Mike, you're getting the same thing, just a less accomplished coach. And I hate to be one of those cliche people, Doug, that say, well, Jerry Jones doesn't want anyone to hog his spotlight, because it sounds so cliche. Everyone says it, but maybe it is true.
Yeah, but let me. Can I offer up a little different view of it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you said why isn't it just Mike? I feel like both sides badly misplayed their hand, right? This was Mike thinking he had the Bears in his back pocket, right? He thought he had the Bears thing in his back pocket, and the Cowboys thinking Mike's not going to leave. Why would he leave? He's the coach of the Cowboys, right? And both of them kind of approached it in sort of arrogant, I know what's going to happen next fashion. And the Cowboys were like, all right, well, if we don't want to have you we don't want to give you a 3-year contract. Like, we got to win now. And Mike, balked and walked because he thought he had the Bears deal. Because, you heard it too. I heard it, that the Bears thing, that was going to be McCarthy. So.
Yeah, and I'm kind of beyond that. My whole thing is, okay, you don't get Mike for whatever contract didn't work out. He misplayed his hand.
Yeah, but then I'm sure Dak stepped up. If you listen to Dak's comments, he wanted to play for Mike. He doesn't want a different system. He's like, I like this system. This system works. Okay, well, if we can't have Mike, let's get that. Right?
Yeah, and listen, the sexy part, I'm not suggesting Dion. I don't think Dion would have worked. I don't say that was the one. I just think you have Kellen Moore, who's got history with Dallas, and a little bit more, and history with Dak, and a little bit more, again, lack of a better word, inspiring to Cowboys fans. There are other guys from college, which Jerry Jones has shown an affinity for in the past, that you could have enticed to be the coach of the Cowboys. So, yeah, if you're asking me what one surprised me the most, it's the Cowboys just picking a lifelong assistant because Dak Prescott likes him, or whatever the reason is.
Yeah, it feels like because Dak Prescott likes him.
Yeah,
probably save them some money as well. That feels like all the exact. You're completely correct on all those accounts. Doug Gottlieb Show here on Fox Sports Radio. How difficult will it be for Detroit, considering you lose those two coordinators? And I get it. Dan Campbell's an unbelievable motivator. They're all in on him. But you lose both coordinators in 1 year in which you didn't actually accomplish the ultimate goal. How difficult do you think it is for them to get back to how they were viewed this year?
Yeah, it's not ideal, and we have the Eagles to show for it last year. Not that the Eagles were a bad team last year. They got off to a great start, and they had the bad at the end. But Eagles lost them both after that Super Bowl 3 years ago with the Chiefs, and it showed. You can't just hire those people off the street. So what they did was sort of bring in young, aspiring coordinators that they would hope to turn into the guys they lost, Steichen and Gannon. It didn't work out. And the Eagles went the other way this year, right? They brought in Kellen Moore, and they paid an extraordinary sum for Vic Fangio. Yeah, it's a growing pains. I don't know exactly, Doug. I think they're promoting from within. There's a good culture there. I'm a big fan of Dan Campbell. He's not an X's and O's guy, but you can tell there's an impact there. They'll be back. Packers will be back. Eagles will be back. Hopefully the Niners will be back after they were down. But those, Rams will be back. I think the good teams will be back.
Okay. Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
What now?
2 years ago, this time, there was one team. The Packers were moving on, and there was one team, and that team just told him no. So if you look at it from that way, now you have a more compromised player, older, coming off a brutal injury a year ago. I just don't see it. And I think he's got to decide whether he's going to play, but it's all related. If he finds out no one wants him to play, then he's not going to want to play. So the question to me is, who's out there? And we can all come up with the Raiders or the Steelers, but is that what they want? Is that really what they want? Or would he come into a situation where he was kind of competing or kind of mentoring?
No.
I don't see that.
No.
So I just think there's going to be speculation about teams, but I keep going back to 2 years ago. Nobody jumped in. Nobody except the Jets. And the Jets just told him to go away.
He's Andrew Brandt. I encourage you to go to his social media page and check out the Sunday 7 newsletter. He also hosts the Business of Sports podcast on the DraftKings Network. And, of course, he's a former executive with the Packers. Andrew, can't wait to talk to you again. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Doug. People asking about the newsletter, go to mysunday7.com and you can sign up. Thanks,
Andrew. Let's get to Dan Byer. Get a quick update. Dan, what do you got?
You guys talked about Aaron Rodgers' tenure coming to an end with the New York Jets. Kellen Moore's tenure just starting with the New Orleans Saints. Introduced today as the new head coach in the Big Easy.
We have an exciting future for New Orleans football. Our number one goal is to create an environment that allows every player, coach, and staff member to be their best.
The head coach also confirmed that he will be calling the plays on offense coming up next season. Heisman Trophy winner Travis Hunter is going to participate as a defensive back in drills at the NFL Combine coming up at the end of the month. The NFL released their list of the 329 players that were invited. Colorado's safety Shiloh Sanders not invited to the Combine. The NBA scrapping the three-point shootout competition between Steph Curry and Sabrina Ionescu that debuted last year. Klay Thompson and Kyrie Irving considered questionable for tonight's Mavs game against the Miami Heat. And at the Genesis Invitational, being played at Torrey Pines instead of Riviera this year, Scotty Scheffler is your first-round leader. Cold, soggy day. He's at 3 under par through 8 holes. Justin Thomas currently in a group of players 2 shots back at 1 under par. Rory McIlroy on the course. He's +1, 4 back of the lead. Jordan Spieth also at 1 over par. McIlroy through 12 holes, Spieth through 9 holes on his first round. Doug, back to you.
It's the Doug Gottlieb Show. It's Fox Sports Radio. And, Dan, I thought you were going to go Riv on us. Not Riviera, just Riv. So that's all the cool kids are saying.
Yes, the hats with the big letters. Riv.
Riv instead of Riviera. Let Express Employment Professionals help hire your next pro. Forget about posting jobs and sifting through resumes. Interviews with unqualified applicants. Move up to the pros. Go to expresspros.com. Find a location near you. That's expresspros.com. It's time for our Express Pros Pro of the Week. Let's give it to Knicks big man, Karl Anthony Towns, who led New York to a win over the Hawks last night. He had 44 points. Towns has scored 40 points or more in consecutive games for the first time in his career. Congrats to Karl Anthony Towns, being our Express Pros Pro of the Week. All right, coming up next, live from the TireRack.com studios. Who are the Eagles most likely to host in the NFL opener in September? Vegas has given their opinion. You want to hear it? It's next, but first, hey, I'm no weatherman, but I'll give you my forecast. Snow and ice are either coming or here, and that's going to make driving a challenge. Thankfully, there's experts at Tire Rack that know a thing or two about conquering winter's worst. Rain, sleet, slush, whatever winter means to you, Tire Rack has tires that will elevate traction and braking and keep you safe. All-season tires, all-weather tires, and if you live where it snows a lot, dedicated winter tires. Go to TireRack.com, try their easy-to-use shopping tools, and they'll guide you to a personalized recommendation. The right tires for how, what, and where you drive. Choose from a full line of Goodyear tires. Ship fast and free and backed by 2 years of free road hazard protection. Go to TireRack.com/sports. Check out their Goodyear test results and special offers. Tire Rack has thousands of recommended installers and offers the convenience of mobile tire installation. Great tires, great deals, great people. What more could you ask for? TireRack.com/sports. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
This is the Doug Gottlieb Show on Fox Sports Radio. Sometimes you miss something, or sometimes you may want to hear it again.
What could go wrong?
As soon as this show is over, you can podcast it.
Yeah, baby!
Just search the Doug Gottlieb Show wherever you get your podcasts. Again, just search the Doug Gottlieb Show wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to rate, review, and most importantly, follow.
Pathways Learning Academy at Crossroads Church is opening soon. Located in Mason, we offer quality care and personalized early education support in our infant care, toddler, preschool, and pre-kindergarten programs, as well as before and after school options for school agers. Plus, our school is safe, our staff is second to none, and our exclusive app, Sprout About, keeps you connected with live streaming video, real-time updates, and more. Schedule a tour today by visiting pathwayslearningacademy.com.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Murano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Murano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
The Starbucks you love is ready. Our baristas are ready. The world's best coffee beans are ready. That feeling that only the perfect sip can give you is ready. Hello again from the Starbucks Coffee Company. Starbucks is a registered trademark of Starbucks Coffee Company.
Ready to celebrate the magic of live music? South by Southwest Music Festival returns to Austin, Texas this March 10th through the 15th with a fresh lineup of legendary and rising talent. Join a global community of music lovers, artists, industry professionals, and creatives at the 2025 South by Southwest Music Festival. With hundreds of showcasing artists performing across 6 days in over 50 venues, discovery is right around the corner at South by Southwest. Explore the lineup at sxsw.com.
Indy, the spotlight is on you on Saturday, February 22nd at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. The Pro Volleyball Federation's first All-Star match comes to the Indy metro area. See the league's best players take the court in a thrilling history-making showdown hosted by the home of your Indy Ignite. Tickets start at just $30. Get yours now on Ticketmaster or at the Fishers Event Center box office. Open Wednesday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Don't miss your chance to experience volleyball history live. The Pro Volleyball Federation All-Star Match on February 22nd at 1:30 p.m. Be there.
The number one selling product of its kind with over 20 years of research and innovation, Botox Cosmetic, out of botulinum toxin A, is a prescription medicine used to temporarily make moderate to severe frown lines, crow's feet, and forehead lines look better in adults.
Effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Don't receive Botox Cosmetic if you have a skin infection. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow and eyelid drooping, and eyelid swelling. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Tell your doctor about medical history, muscle or nerve conditions including ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects. For full safety information, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
See for yourself at BotoxCosmetic.com.
It's the Marketer's Report. Today, Erica Taylor, Chief Marketing Officer of Genentech, explains how audio is an ideal way for brands to tell their stories.
Everyone is listening somewhere, somehow. I think that there's something deep in all of us that enjoys listening to and telling stories. When I think about what we do here at Genentech, we do a lot to actually tell the broader story of our company and the legacy that we stand upon. 45 years marketing more than 40 medicines over that time period. And we celebrate that in story form, in audio format. It's a great way for people to learn more about what we offer and to be educated in an easy and convenient way.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia can get more people to hear your message than anyone else. We can also get a better response rate for all your marketing. For better results for every budget, visit iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Having moderate to severe ulcerative colitis is like having a creature living inside me. It wasn't this calm until I found out about Velsipity, or etrasimod. It's a prescription once-daily pill, not a steroid or biologic, for adults with moderate to severe ulcerative colitis. Velsipity helps calm the chaos of UC symptoms like rectal bleeding and frequent bathroom visits. It quickly treats flares. It even provides a chance for lasting steroid-free remission at 1 year. Some people saw remission by week 12. Don't take Velsipity if you've had a heart attack, chest pain, stroke or mini-stroke, heart failure in the last 6 months, irregular or abnormal heartbeat. It may cause serious side effects, including infections that can be fatal, slow heart rate, liver problems, increased blood pressure, a vision problem called macular edema, certain types of skin cancer, swelling and narrowing of the brain's blood vessels, or shortness of breath. Tell your doctor if you're pregnant or plan to be. And use birth control during treatment and for 7 days after stopping Velsipity.
And what's in the press?
Doug, we start out looking ahead to next NFL season, and BetOnline has released odds on who the Philadelphia Eagles will face in the season opener, likely scheduled on the Thursday of week 1 of the NFL season. I'll even give you a date on that in just a second, but I can't tell you this. The Detroit Lions right now, the team with the shortest odds, plus 150 for Detroit as the season opening opponent. The Rams are at 2-1, Commanders 3-1, Cowboys 4-1, Bears 6-1, Broncos 9-1, Raiders 9-1, and the Giants are 12-1.
Yes.
Give me
those names again real quick.
Lions, Rams, Commanders, Cowboys, Bears, Broncos, Raiders, and Giants.
I think it's going to be the Commanders. I think they. Here, can I give you my thinking as to why? And then
yes,
you give me your
please.
Thinking? Okay. Jane Daniels, I think, like everybody thinks, like this guy's got a chance to be a superstar, right? Heisman Trophy, great rookie year. The Commanders, Redskins football team, whatever, huge following. Their rebirth is like, and you know, some of these NFL guys that want to stick out their chest, like, yeah, we got rid of Dan Snyder, so we did. We're good now, right? I think Commanders is the easy call. It is divisional right off the shoot, but they haven't. That happens sometimes with schedule-wise. I see that being the one that they go with. What do you think?
I think it's a solid selection. I don't think that the Cowboys, despite only having 4-1 odds, are a possibility. That would be.
That's America's Game of the Week on Fox. There's no way.
Yeah, that also, and I think it would be a crappy thing to do to the Cowboys when you have a new head coach. There's obviously going to be intrigue with that, but I don't think that's necessarily fair to put them in that spot of having a nationally televised season opener, short week you're adjusting in, Brian Schottenheimer getting his opportunity to be a head coach for the first time. It's also why I don't think you're going to see the Bears in that spot. I do think that the Rams could be a possibility.
Sure.
They have the second shortest odds at 2-1, but I just don't think that Dallas has any chance. I just don't think it would be fair to Dallas in that case.
I mean, obviously Lions to be interesting. I mean, Broncos would be interesting as well. Rookie quarterback, Sean Payton, et cetera, et cetera. But I think it's, if I had to guess, Washington, then Lions, then Rams.
Well, this past season, the season opener was a rematch of the AFC Championship game between the Ravens and Chiefs. And Doug, it could be the same thing with the NFC, with the Commanders and Eagles. All right, we got a war of reports going on in the National Football League. Mentioned earlier, Ryan Burr of the Big Ten Network was how they were crediting Ryan.
Ryan's like Golf Channel.
Yeah, he's been Golf Channel, and I think that's why he got this report out of Northeast Florida.
He's from Pittsburgh.
And maybe he got it from Pittsburgh. Ryan Burr reporting that the Steelers reached out to the Jaguars about a possible trade involving Jacksonville quarterback Trevor Lawrence. Sounded like his source was on the Jacksonville side of things. DK Pittsburgh is reporting that no such call took place between the Steelers and Jaguars about Trevor Lawrence.
My thing would be like, why wouldn't you call? You know, you have new front office there, new head coach, and you know they signed to a big contract. They need a quarterback. Why wouldn't you call? And you know, Ryan's. I have no idea. Ryan doesn't. I know him pretty well. It doesn't strike me as somebody who'd make it up, but it doesn't mean that it was the GM. It can be anybody. Like, hey, are you guys happy with Trevor Lawrence? Would you consider, moving him? And they're like, no, he's our quarterback. Or, well, let me think about it. So there's all different levels of a call was made. How deep did it go? Did it go like, well, what would the value be? If you're the Steelers, you should be making those calls. Find somebody who they're unhappy with. Hey, you're not happy with that guy. We could sure use one.
It's interesting because Ryan did go in a little bit more depth on his social media, Twitter account, X account, saying that Pittsburgh would include a first and second, but the draft is in Pittsburgh next year, so do you really want to trade away your first-round pick when the draft is coming to your town? I think that should be the least of your worries if you're trying to improve your football team. But
yeah, Pittsburgh strikes me as the team least likely ever to take.
Yes, and I also think that I like if Pittsburgh did do that, at least they're thinking outside the box, to your point, Doug. This is a team that seems to try to do things maybe the easy way. It was easy to bring back Ben Roethlisberger when he couldn't throw anymore. I know taking Kenny Pickett in the first round may not have felt easy, but it wasn't like it was a top 5 pick. It was later on in the draft. Bringing in Mitchell Trubisky to compete when he had 0 snaps in Buffalo. I think he had 6, actually. But I think those seems like, oh, yeah, he learned in Buffalo. Let's bring him in. Like, those all seem like easy things to do. All right, Doug, in the NBA, they're scrapping the three-point shootout competition between Steph Curry and Sabrina Ionescu that debuted last year. Caitlin Clark turned down an opportunity to participate in the event.
Yeah, that was grand opening, grand closing.
Genesis Invitational this week at Torrey Pines not being played at Riviera Country Club because of the wildfires. And Tiger Woods also not playing following the passing of his mother. You'll notice, Doug, that all of the pin flags for this tournament are white with the whole number on it, except number 7, just a plain white flag in honor of Clotilda Woods, who passed away last week. She was a devout Buddhist. The number 7, 7th hole, and the color white, significant in the religion. That's how they are honoring Tiger's mom this week.
I had no idea about the number 7. I do like the number 7. There's also that Funny Friends episode about the number 7, and that's the press. This is the Doug Gottlieb Show on Fox Sports Radio. Download the podcast. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Doug Gottlieb.
Pathways Learning Academy at Crossroads Church is opening soon. Located in Mason, we offer quality care and personalized early education support in our infant care, toddler, preschool, and pre-kindergarten programs, as well as before and after school options for school agers. Plus, our school is safe, our staff is second to none, and our exclusive app, Sproutabout, keeps you connected with live streaming video, real-time updates, and more. Schedule a tour today by visiting pathwayslearningacademy.com.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Murano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Murano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
The Starbucks you love is ready. Our baristas are ready. The world's best coffee beans are ready. That feeling that only the perfect sip can give you is ready. Hello again from the Starbucks Coffee Company. Starbucks is a registered trademark of Starbucks Coffee Company.
Having moderate to severe ulcerative colitis is like having a creature living inside me. It wasn't this calm until I found out about Velsipity, or etrasimod. It's a prescription once-daily pill, not a steroid or biologic, for adults with moderate to severe ulcerative colitis. Velsipity helps calm the chaos of UC symptoms like rectal bleeding and frequent bathroom visits. It quickly treats flares, and even provides a chance for lasting steroid-free remission at 1 year. Some people saw remission by week 12. Don't take Velsipity if you've had a heart attack, chest pain, stroke or mini-stroke, heart failure in the last 6 months, irregular or abnormal heartbeat. It may cause serious side effects, including infections that can be fatal, slow heart rate, liver problems, increased blood pressure, a vision problem called macular edema, certain types of skin cancer, swelling and narrowing of the brain's blood vessels, or shortness of breath. Tell your doctor if you're pregnant or plan to be. And use birth control during treatment and for 7 days after stopping Velsipity. Ask your doctor about Velsipity.
Not thinking about radio? Think again. Because more people are listening to the radio on iHeart today than they did 20 years ago. And only iHeart Broadcast Radio connects with more Americans than TV, digital, social, any other media, even twice as many teens than TikTok. Think radio can help your business? Think iHeart. Streaming, podcasting, and radio. Call 844-844-iHeart to get started. That's 844-844-iHeart.
Fall in love with low prices. all in the Kroger app.
Get juicy white, red, or black seedless grapes for $1.88 a pound with your card and a digital coupon. Then find low prices on thousands of items like sparkling ice water, Kroger brand chips, and more with your card.
Shop these deals at your local Kroger today, or tap the screen now to download the Kroger app to save big today. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Prices and product availability subject to change. Restrictions apply.